Welcome back to Operation Pixel. We just killed
He had a lot of S's in his name.
whatever his name was, yeah. I just want to make sure we just... No treasure chest in here we missed. Alright, looks like he was pretty poor. Okay.
For a tough boss. Pretty big.
We're entering the rotting
Cheapo
bog,
right there.
or whatever it said there. Man, that guy was a butt, though. Like, freaking...
Come on.
Like, I'm a fighter, and I couldn't fight him.
Yeah, you had to be like...
Yep. Now we got these zombie guys. Hopefully these aren't too bad. Seem a little bit obnoxious. So I spent my points between episodes leveling up. And I was hoping to get some things that might make me live longer. There is no such thing.
He's doomed to die, folks.
I could increase my hit points. Like, the thing said I could get +3 hit points permanently. On top of my 211 hit points. It's like, that's nothing. I could increase my armor class by like 1 point if I spent some skill points on it. On top of my armor class of like 89. So, unless the stats don't work the way they're sort of like labeled to work. It's like, what's the... Oh, whoops, I was looking at you. So yeah, unless things are poorly labeled and those help more than they look like they do, they're pretty much useless. I'll probably still pick them up at some point, but instead, let's see. I got this.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't do much damage, but it's fun.
You can spam it though.
Well, not quite spam, but
Well, it doesn't take that much.
I can use it way more than I could ever use Whirlwind. Pretty much couldn't use Whirlwind. Used it like twice. And it could have worked much better. Oh, I forgot to see how many potions I had left. Didn't take that many hits against the boss since our strategy was run away, but...
Yeah, you're probably down to your 40s. Only to his faulties.
It's probably about accurate. Yeah, I might level up Bull Rush, just so I can get more, some more mileage out of it.
Yeah, seems like a worthwhile skill to level up in.
Yep. Considering I'm running out of worthwhile things to level up in.
Especially the life, supposedly saving ones.
I could potentially go back into, like, Sword and Shield kind of stuff. That might help me live longer.
Yeah,
But, like, I don't know.
Well, we did have some tactics with that. They basically...
I mean, I can still block, though. Remember, I
shield.
got that upgrade thing that makes it so I can block with a two-handed weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And that still works most of the time. I don't know how much better, like, using a shield is than blocking with a two-handed weapon. Perhaps we'll find out someday, but... You fire that ball lightning off to. There's nothing over there.
Anywhere I see.
You just fired it off into the marsh. Take that, swamp.
Yes.
My power's too low.
Ah, come on.
Alright, so I'm just going to point out here, though, that if we're fighting undead things in a swamp leading up to the Onyx Tower, there's a decent chance that our final boss here is going to be like a lich.
Yeah, probably.
That seems like a final boss-ish sort of monster. So I guess we'll see what happens. Could be that they're just a really powerful necromancer.
Yeah.
Heck if I know.
Probably go through like a whole buttload of zombies and have to deal with like a buttload of poison or something like that.
Uh-huh. Oh, hey, you leveled up. You want to see really quick? If you can't get your next level of Ball Lightning, then we'll just save your level up for between episodes. But if you can get your next level of Ball Lightning, that'd be super worthwhile to get, like, immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So just see if you can get that.
Yeah, take a peek really quick.
Oh, you got a stat point this level.
Alright.
I forgot that I'm ahead of you. It's not a cleavage window!
Not a cleavage window!
It is an emblem!
Ladies, feast your eyes. It is a symbol. I am completely covered. Battle Galactica helmet right there, and full plate everywhere else.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Take that, patriarchy. Alright, now what to do? Should I be pretty? Shall I live longer?
Honestly.
Am I dexterous now?
How do you have 16 strength?
I have no idea.
Oh, maybe you have rings on.
Oh,
yeah, I think you're wearing strings.
It's my rings.
I think I said strings. You're wearing strings.
My strings.
Let's tie them on. Let's see. I think, honestly, your best bet's probably going to be just more dexterity for the armor class and when you use that bow. Because I think intelligence probably just raises your mana or something. Do you really need more mana?
Oh, I got a lot of regen.
I mean, you
so
could
that's
still...
kind of moot.
You could still improve your intelligence. Probably not bad. But really, it's like Constitution for hit points, Intelligence for more mana, or Dexterity for more armor.
And more XP.
No, Wisdom's worthless. Don't do that. I meant for this to be really quick. I was just hoping you could get Ball Lightning. I didn't realize we were going to be stuck around level up screen.
So it's between Dexterity and Constitution.
Yeah. Or Intelligence if you really want to get more into spellcasting. But, yeah.
I think I'm going Constitution.
Then do it, man.
Yep.
We just came here for Ball Lightning.
Oh, Ball of Lightning. I can possibly get it.
Yeah, man, do it. Do it.
I can possibly get it.
Do it.
I can get it.
Do it.
I'm doing it.
Do it.
I got it.
Good.
And
Let's
3.
Go. You can look at the rest of these later.
We do most
of our leveling up between episodes just to not waste people's time. I only told you to check because, like, I thought you might be able to get Ball Lightning. And I was like, that'll be an exciting thing to put in the episode.
They'd be like, oh, stat update.
And then it took you like
Time
3 minutes.
Waster.
It took you 3 minutes. I don't know if it took you 3 minutes. I wasn't timing you. But it felt like it took 3 minutes.
But I got my Ball of Lightning, son.
Yep. I think like doubles in damage, so...
Oh, yeah.
Next time we see a big crowd of people, we'll see how it feels.
I want a horde of zombies, man. I want them to explode
You'll
with
get
my
your chance.
Ball of Lightning.
We forgot to see like how much it was next time you leveled it up.
Oh, yeah.
What is this thing?
No idea. What are you? You're killing it. Some rock creature.
I don't know. No, I don't think it was a rock creature. I think you turned it to ice because your dagger does freezing.
Oh.
The only thing I can think of is that's a bullet, maybe.
Yeah.
It seems kind of like a bullet. Which is like a freaking... It's a burrowing creature that looks sort of like this. I'm not sure if that's what it is. It's just my best guess. I've spent a fair amount of time looking at Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't have that much experience playing it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot I do not know. I'd like to, though. I think it'd be a lot of fun to play more Dungeons and Dragons, but
yeah.
It's kind of hard to find a group of people who have enough time and energy and interest to seriously run the game.
And to get up in levels.
Yeah. I think I heard online somewhere that like most groups typically end up getting to about level like 7 or 8, and then at some point people have to like leave or go someplace else. You know, like someone gets a job change or something like that, or someone's too busy, or whatever else happens. Just maybe people even lose interest. And that does seem to be fairly reasonably the case. But it's a fun game, for sure.
I love playing it.
Yep.
Always down to play whenever we can.
Yep. Yeah, it's sort of become a regular thing at parties these days. I've been trying to write up like little one-shots so that I can send people on little adventures. And I'm not good at it yet, but I'm working on it.
You'll get better at it.
Oh yeah. No, it's definitely the kind of thing. It's like dungeon mastering. Like, it's not as hard as it seems, but it does require quite a bit of practice, because you got to figure out like essentially how to make the narrative work and how to make sure everybody's having a good time, and how to keep things moving at a decent pace. But one of the biggest issues I've run into really is balancing encounters. Like, if you're like, I'm gonna throw this monster in, And then, like, you know, you hope it's a decent challenge. It's like, sometimes the players just beat the crap out of you. You're like, oh, I thought this was going to be too hard for them. Camera does not move any further up this way. Why doesn't it move further up this way? Oh! That's why.
Ridiculous boss time.
Yep. I was going to run circles around it, but... It's this stump here. I can't move because of the camera.
There's a lightning ball up your arse.
Yeah, we can't even see this guy's hit point bar.
I'm stopping you in the arse.
Dude, keep throwing lightning at him. Was that it? I know he's burrowing again.
Maybe?
No, he burrowed.
Maybe we'll see him later?
Maybe. I'm just gonna save real quick.
Given how these bosses are.
Yeah.
So huge we can't even, like, effectively move the screen.
Alright, so we're just gonna keep clearing up the bog here, I think, for now. Not super exciting. But sometimes you gotta do it, you know?
Yeah, you gotta...
Sometimes you just gotta clear the swamp.
Mm-hmm. Gotta drain that swamp.
Let's not talk about draining the swamps.
Yeah, let's not get political up in here. Last thing we need is to get political.
Besides that, why would you want to drain a swamp? Like, don't you realize that there's lots of indigenous species that live there?
Yeah.
You'd just be displacing hundreds, thousands of living things. We have a really nice swamp near our place. I think it's called a wetlands, because that's the nice term for a swamp.
Yeah.
But I go there sometimes, just 'cause it's a nice place to walk around.
I like to go there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But, yeah, man, don't drain the swamp. Things live there. You can clean the swamp. I'm okay with that. Less garbage in the swamp is great. But don't drain the swamp. There's some political messaging. Alright. Got most of the way through this place. God, they always hurt so much.
Oh, jeez, I'm dead.
Oh, crap. There's a save point. Over this way. Hopefully I don't piss off like another 2 or 3 running over here. There you go. Okay.
We're gonna call these monsters the Trumps.
I thought we were trying not to make this political.
Just gonna toss that in there.
You don't have to toss anything in anywhere. Now you've gone and made it political.
We're gonna boost our ratings.
Not gonna boost our ratings. Gonna attract trolls.
Maybe be like, oh yeah, I agree with you. Drain it.
No, man, clean the swamp.
Clean it.
Clean the swamp.
Clean it.
I just argued that draining the swamp was the wrong thing to do.
Unless it's a Trump swamp.
You're making it political again. Don't make me end this episode. I'll do it.
No. It's too good. Cleaning stuff. Mr. Clean. Gonna clean up some stuff.
That's not a very good jingle. Can you imagine if that was like the theme song that comes on the advertisements?
Oh yeah.
Pretty lousy marketing.
I would totally buy this stuff. Oh yeah.
If that was the jingle. Oh man. You are easily swayed, my friend. Far too easily swayed. Alright, we're back at the entrance. So we'll just walk down the middle, make sure we hit all the big puddles. So we basically stuck to the edges, so. Then we just run through the muck. Make sure we didn't miss anything in the muck.
Oh yeah.
It's the hardest part of the swamp to clean.
The muck.
Oh, man. The other day, I was taking a walk with a friend. We went to a park. And, like, it was down by a stream. So we walked through this, or walked by the stream. We didn't go into the stream. But, we followed it down a ways. And we got to, like, some of that mud. You know, like, the mud that's, like, it doesn't really look super bad. Then you step in it, and your boot sinks, like...
Oh, yeah.
2 inches or 3 inches or something like that.
Yeah, I know that type of mud.
Yeah. No, I stepped in it, and I was real worried I was about to lose my boots.
Wow. Pretty thick mud right there, huh?
Yeah, it was real bad. Got away with it, though. But, man, my shoes were dirty. Still fun, though. It's a fun experience. I also picked up a rock, so that was cool.
I like picking up cool rocks.
No, man, I mean, it was a big rock. Like, I just wanted to see if I could lift it, because I've been doing weightlifting for the past couple of years now. And one thing I watch a lot of online is they have a competition called Strongman. And one of the Strongman events is what they call an Atlas Stone. And when someone lifts an Atlas Stone, you basically, they basically hug it, and then they have to, like, lift it off the floor, and then bring it up to, like, chest level, and then put it over a bar. And I think the world record stone right now is something like 550 pounds. Which, as you might imagine, is a pretty heavy rock.
No, I think people in Scotland have something kind of like the Highland Games.
Oh yeah, no, like the Scots,
deal.
The old Scots, they had their own kind of like, the same kind of deal where they'd like pick up rocks and throw them.
And like throw huge logs.
But that's just because Scots are crazy. Like this is actual sporting event now, not just a bunch of like crazy people in kilts throwing.
They
things.
actually weighed people by stones.
I'm down. You gotta go find the save point, man.
Save point.
And heal yourself.
It's right here.
Because you're about to die.
Dying is bad for my health.
Yeah, we don't want to lose credit for all that swamp clearing we just did.
Where are you? Right here. But yeah, they would toss huge logs, stones, and stuff like that. And they actually, like, remember Samurai Jack? Mm-hmm. There was one episode where he like first meets that one Scottish guy.
Yep.
And he actually participates in the games. And he kind of does poorly because he's more tactical, more technique based rather than just brute strength.
Actually, that was the second time Jack met the Scotsman. The first time they were on a bridge and they fell down after being handcuffed again. I'm dead again.
Nerd.
But back to being a nerd. That was the second time when the Scotsman asked Jack to help him save his wife. Don't talk to me about Samurai Jack. Nah, man. When the new season was coming out, they had like a marathon thing going on, where they just like you could go onto the Adult Swim website base, and they were just streaming every episode of Samurai Jack,
awesome,
back to back for like days
awesome
on end.
Show, people.
So yeah. I basically just left it running while I was working on things. So I got to watch like the entire series basically 2 or 3 times.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But in that episode, he basically couldn't really do much of the events because it was too strength-based. So he asked him, he said, hey, how many stones do you weigh?
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
It's that big one again. I was wondering where it went. Now it's dead.
What? That's a lot.
It burrowed with, like, no hit points left, apparently.
Anticlimactic right there.
Alright.
But anyways, he asked him, oh, hey, how many stones do you weigh? And I think he said, like, 23 stones. And he says, and he just basically does a technique, and he throws them farther than the farthest person who threw his stone.
Yep. Yeah, I remember.
Like, what?
I know the episode.
I like.
Though I gotta say though that like that measure of weight is kind of weird because nobody outside of like Europe measures people's weight in stones. Like that's just weird. What's wrong with you, Europe? You and that and calling soccer football. Those are 2 weird things. I mean, I'll concede that America should definitely use kilometers, and we're stupid for not doing it. But those 2 things, what's wrong with you guys?
But it's like 90% of the world that says it's football, and we're the only one that says soccer.
No, soccer's a different sport. They're both well-known sports. Why is soccer called football?
Because we're America. We're
Anyways.
America.
Anyways, it should just be universal, man. Anyways.
Well, it is pretty much universal. It's
Shut
football.
up, you. I'm ending the episode.
It's football, man. It is universal.